Interesting, is it, when you are a celebrity, you take on a brand new team, and you take on that team at great, enormous expense in order so that they can guide you, put you in a different direction and maybe finally make the public actually like you. It's a tricky thing because normally it's called crisis management in the showbiz world. It's big business, as you can imagine. Currently, Mr. James Corden is looking at something similar after the debacle over the New York restaurant. Although he's apologised, seemingly it's the damage to his main reputation that is now the bigger problem. But of course, when you turn to ex-royals like Meghan Markle, sometimes trading as the Duchess of Sussex, depending on what mood she's in, she's decided, of course, to reinvent herself as something, well, shall we say, more family-friendly, more fun. But as ever, there's problems looming. But what are they? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Thank you so much, of course, for joining me today. It's lovely to have your company wherever you are. Yes, it's a little bit warm here today, I know. Can't keep up with it. You bring a scarf out, you bring a coat, suddenly you're thinking, is it just me? I'm not alone in those thoughts, am I? Back as ever though to your breaking royal story of the day. It's interesting really when you think, because if you are somebody trying to reinvent yourself, you would obviously take the best simple advice that you could possibly get. But now the bigger problem for Meghan Markle as an ex-royal is this. She kind of scatterguns these interviews around the world. She says one thing to Oprah, another thing to another journalist. You get the picture. You can't really keep up. It does seem to be one problem after another. But now it looks like she's becoming unmarketable. But more importantly, if she's not very careful, and as ever we have to say allegedly, unemployable. And let me explain the reasons why. Earlier this week, you see, we saw the debacle against the Deal or No Deal, didn't we? Where she claimed about her time as a suitcase girl on the show for 44 episodes. If you didn't like it, why did you just stick it out so long? That would be my advice. And then now we've got the shall we say, classification of that Netflix documentary, which of course she's stepping back from, ready to blame the executive producer when that gets some bad rap. You get the picture? And then if that wasn't enough, we then had Alison P. Davis, the interviewer, who of course sat down with Meghan, rode in a car with Meghan, and of course Meghan shared secrets like returning back to social media with. But apparently, she was too trusting. She let her guard down. You get the picture. So now, of course, what's happening, and this is what I've been told by a very good source, is that really, people will be very scared to take her on because seemingly at some point she will turn around and bite you. And that's the problem. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are, if they feel that you're just really documenting this experience for later use to portray yourself in a totally different light. Because obviously, the NBC Deal or No Deal gig may not have been the best in the world, but when you saw what she went on to do after that, she objectified herself with ludicrous pictures and of course minor film roles. Desperation springs to mind. But it's the bigger picture now, because while they're wealthy in the current climate, more importantly for Prince Harry, they are going to run out of money pretty soon because, as I say, the deals will get smaller, the offers will become more minute, and more importantly for Meghan, people will simply not trust her to be in their employ for fear of a backlash. And seemingly this is one bit of advice, as ever, that Miss Markle is unwilling to see, trust, or indeed adhere to. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.